Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another stream, and welcome back to another video. We are doing part 9. I was mistaken last time, said it was part 7 when it was actually part 8, but today we're doing part 9, working on these two F4 Phantoms here, one by Academy and one by Tamiya. Last time we basically got our fuselages together, and we got the Tamiya one right here. It's all nicely put together. Everything fits great. Yeah, that's Tamiya. That's all I can say about that. And then we have the Academy. Well, the Academy fit fine at the back here and along the wing roots. Perfectly fine, no problem at all. The problem came to getting up front here. I had to really get a lot of CA glue down on that seam and really hold it tight. Put on some kicker on there and get that to really hold. I wound up using a lot of CA glue, basically on the inside. I got the extra thin CA glue, and I just kind of let it run down in the seam there, hold it tight, put on some kicker, and then, you know, do its thing. But even at that, it didn't line up, and I wound up having to shave down and sand to get this actually flush on each side. Yeah, a lot more work than really what should be necessary, but I got it done. It should look okay when I get some paint on there and get this guy all painted up. So, that being said, what are we doing today? Today we're going to work on the intakes. Okay, we're going to do the intakes on both planes today. Okay, both of them look like they're about 2 pieces each, maybe 3. Pretty straightforward, nothing too special, nothing too fancy. Of course, the Tamiya ones, we're going to actually putting the whole intake runner in there, whereas the Academy, they're already in there. So the Academy kit is just doing the outside ones. Okay, and then once I got the intakes on there, we're going to work on the ejection seats, and we'll see the comparison between the ejection seats on both kits, and that's what the plan is for today. So let's put our fuselages aside momentarily here. Let's put them down over here because we don't need them right away. We're going to take a look at the different intakes for both kits. Okay, so the Tamiya ones we need to assemble, and we actually got to put in our intake fans in them. So we actually start on this page here after getting the fuselage put together. Now we're working on the intakes. So we'll do the Tamiya one first. I'm obviously going to have to paint our fans here. They wanted calling out for aluminum on them, so I'll have to paint those. And we got a big nose cone to put on those fans too. So let's find our D trees, our double Ds from the Tamiya kit. To get those pieces, let's find them here. Here's our double Ds. So we want number D5 and D22, and I gotta change my glasses. My arms are killing me. I just went to the gym this morning and had a bit of a workout, and my arms are killing me. They're just dead. So that's the D5. D22, this little nose right here is a cone. Okay. Where'd you go rolling off to? There you are. So this has to go just right there like that. So That one's done. Let's get this one off of here. There's that. And then this guy. Number 5. There we go. It's kind of funny. There is actually, it's not just a round nub that sits on it. It's actually got a flat side on it, but there is no flat side on the inside of the cone. So it's kind of a moot point why Tamiya molded it like that. But there we go. There's those. Those need to be painted aluminum. I'll paint them silver. From inside the plane or from outside the plane, you're not going to tell that they're not aluminum. So let's do this. Put them on here. Dink and doink. And I'll grab some silver paint. I'll just use a silver leaf TS30. Like I said, once it's assembled, you're not really going to notice it. You're not going to tell. So, let's just be mindful of overspray. And there we have it. Now they're silver. One way you could get a more aluminum type of look if you didn't have actual aluminum spray is you could spray it with silver and then spray it with a matte clear. And a matte clear will really dull down the silver and give it more of an aluminum type look, right? Anyway, we'll set those aside for a minute while those dry. Let's grab our intake pieces. Off of our C tree and one piece off of the D29. So we got to mark these off. XF16, AS16. They're not to be mixed up. They're two totally different colors. The AS16 is the light gray, basically fuselage color, right? XF2 obviously is white. You want to have that on the inside. But the XF16, what is the XF16? That is, oh, that's the aluminum also. That's a little funny piece that goes on the inside. I think it's an air speed. I don't know if it's air speed or maybe air mixture sensor that goes on the inside of them. So that is number D29. Let's find that on here. It's going to be very small, I know that. 26, 27, 28, 29. That's not that small, but yeah. That little guy there. That's one. And then, same thing but on this tree. Okay. Now, let's find our C tree here where we've got those pieces. Let's be here C. Okay, that's this guy here, which I've already spray painted white on the inside on both of them. So let's get these off. I would say it's typical of Tamiya, at least in comparison to the Academy kit. The Tamiya's got more parts to assemble, and so it takes longer to build. That is not a complaint, if that's what you're thinking. It's just a fact. Got a bit of a curve here where this nub was, so I want to make sure I stay true to the curve it's supposed to have in my nub removal process. Alright, so there's those. So now these little guys, they got to go in that little slot there. So I left a little bit of a nub on them in hopes of being able to hold on to them with my little clippers here, so that I can spray those with silver also. I'll do one at a time and let that dry, let them dry. There we go. Perfect. So, one thing they're calling out is this is supposed to be gray, this little section here, and then this back here is white. Or is it the other way around? Ah, I'm wrong, it's the other way around. The front section is supposed to be white. They don't really say anything about the back part. Maybe you're not going to be able to see it. I can see some ejection pin marks here, these 4 spots. Let me change the camera. I haven't changed the camera yet for you guys. Sorry about this. Hold on. And let's get rid of that. Okay. And yeah, so we got some ejection pin. Oh, hey, Mega Boy. Good morning. Hello. It's kind of washed out now. I can't really see. There's ejection pin mark right here and here and here and here. And this is a little slot where that little sensor thing is supposed to go. So I'm just going to paint those real quick here. There's one. Silver now. And the other one is now silver. Okay, so because I got to put those in, we're going to put these aside for now. And well, actually no, I'm not. I lied. C16, they got to go on. C16's got to go in along the top here, on both of them. C16. Well, I guess C16 and 15 for the other side. So that's these two here. How does that go? If we're holding this like this, oh, I see how it goes. So this lines up in there like that. I got it all painted white, that's funny. But it kind of continues and makes this, continues down and makes this wall. Just like that. So, good old Mega Boy always says hi. Used to be Uala. Uala used to always say hi, not really say much else. Now it's Mega Boy. Thank you, Mega Boy, for sticking around for so long. I think you may be one of my first followers. There we go. So I could, like, maybe one of you guys are like this and would want to clean up that seam line in there, right? You can see the seam line going through here, right along there, and put some putty in there, smooth it out, sand it out. But I am not that concerned about it. Why aren't I concerned about it? Because you don't see it. I mean, yeah, if you pick up the model and you look underneath, you're going to see it, right? Sure. In that regard, I agree. You'll see it. But, model sitting on the shelf, and you're looking at it from a couple of feet away, or even though you go in close and you go, 30 centimeters away, and you have a look, you're not going to look underneath, right? This is the top, and the view you're going to get when you're looking at it is going to be something like that, right? Even if you get at some funny angle and you get in and actually see this inner wall, you're not going to see that little piece. And that is why it doesn't matter to me. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute. Let's work on these pieces, C2 and C5. They go together. So that's C2. And C5. That's this one. Obviously, 3 and 6 are going to go together too. I might as well take them off here while we're talking about it. Okay. A little bit of nub cleanup necessary. Time is at 9:47. I'm going to do something here. There we go. I had a different kind of music playing in the background today, and it's a little bit quiet and hard to hear, so. Making sure my nubs are nice and clean. Okay, so now this is going to go like that. Got a little like a primer on this piece and no primer on there. That's fine. I got a nub I need to clean right there. Sits in just like that. Perfect. Alright, so there's that one. Now we'll take a look at this one. This is the other side, so we got to clean up our nubs. Cleaning the nubs. Of course, these nubs on the edges you don't have to worry too much about. It's just all a matter of cleaning them up enough that it's going to fit together. Really nothing more annoying than, especially on a Tamiya kit, you kind of get into the habit of not having to dry fit everything because the Tamiya kits fit so well, so much, that it's easy to take for granted the fact that it's going to fit together, and then suddenly it doesn't. You got glue on the piece and it won't fit because you got a nub that you didn't clean up. Okay, there's that one. Now, our little tiny pieces, these should be dry. They are dry, yes. So I left that little nub on there just simply to be able to hold it, but I got to clean that off. There we go. And now you got to go on the inside. So I'm going to grab it with my tweezers. It's going to go right there. Just like that. Okay. And we'll do the same with this one. Felt like I didn't really have any glue on it. There we go. Making sure straight up and down. That one's good. All right, they're together. Now with that done, we can put these pieces in. So we're going to take this one, and we want to take this one. Big tabs sitting upwards. I think. Let's do a test fit. How is this going to fit? It doesn't. So that one's backwards. Big tab facing down, maybe. No. How does this fit? We want to align this to the bottom tab here, and this tab should go up top. So I do want this one. It should go into that notch. Oh, just like, you know, when you get it right, it just drops in for you. Holy crap, Tamiya. Thank you. It's really hard to ask for anything better. It really is. Really fantastic fit. So nice. Okay, that's those. Now we go to little tunnels off of our B tree, B8 and B10. Here's our B tree, and I've pre-painted them white. So we want number 8 and number 10. These two go together, and these are going to be for the other side. All right. Little tabs fit into these little slots really nicely, and it looks really good. Yeah, we got nubs, but I'm not concerned about them right now. I want to get this glued together. Nubs can be cleaned up after, in this case. There we go. No seams to worry about, nice smooth walls. It's a nice perfect fit. Good old Tamiya engineering again. Still just perfect fit every time. Okay, that's that one. So put these together. Again, it's just the seam is perfect. No gaps. Don't have to press really hard to get it to align. It's just sits together, and you know, it goes in its home and it stays there, and it's happy in its home. It's just happy there. Okay, that's those. Now we got to put our little fans in. The fan's got 3 notches, and it looks like the big one's going to go at the bottom. Can I put it in the wrong way? No, that doesn't fit in there. And no, it doesn't fit in there. It only fits in the one slot. And so, thank you very much. That is absolutely perfect. In this case, because I've got some paint on them, I'm going to use the thicker glue. Let's go around the edge, just to make sure. Lines up nice. There we go. And can you see it in there? Can you see it? Oh, look at that. There's some silver thing in there. Yeah, typical. You just barely see. Now, this one actually has 2. This one only had 1. And these are the smaller ones. So, it fits just like that. Could I put it the other way? No, it only goes in one way. Just like that only went in one way, this one only goes in one way also. You can't put them in backwards, or upside down, or reversed. Tamiya took care of that. They only go in one way. There's no question they're going to face the same direction, both of them. Just like that. So those are done. And that, other than they want to put a decal on here, a decal down inside, just inside right there. But because of painting and stuff, I don't want to have to try and mask off a decal, especially it's going to come to a point where I need to throw some masking tape on the inside of this, or something, you know, a piece of foam or something in there to keep the body color, the fuselage color, from going on the white. I don't want to have to deal with a decal possibly coming off with the masking tape, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'll put that decal on after. Looks like I got a hair on the inside. Okay, there we go. So that's those. So let's close my glue up. Let's put these aside here so I can grab the book and see the next page. Next page, we're doing the exact same thing on the other side, and that's not a problem. They are showing a knife here and taking off maybe these there's 2 little nubs, one here and one here. They want you to cut them off for some reason. They are on both sides, but why cut them off? First of all, why have them there if you want me to get rid of them? It tells me that these nubs are here on a different particular model, but this is a Tamiya kit, this is the B, and so they don't want them there. I guess the B version doesn't have them, and I'm going to leave them. because I have no idea whether the D has them or not. So anyway, we got that. Now we're going to put them in. We'll grab our fuselage and we'll put them on. What they haven't shown me yet, they show me assembling this, and finally right here we're going to put it together. So we're going to take, let's take this side, because we're actually looking at the left, this side like that, and then we're going to take this one. They show this B7L, and I have a B9L, but they do designate them. We've got an R and an L stamped in it. So, well, there's B7L right there. Facing like this, this has to go in. See how far that's supposed to go. There's no notch. They show some kind of point. Okay, so you can see the lip. Maybe you can, right there. See that lip right there? That's where it's supposed to line up. Okay, the very edge of this. So let's see if we can shove that in there that far. It's a tight fit. It goes all that way. It went in. Yeah, and then that just sits like that on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the inside there. Not right up against the edge, but close. Of course, adding some glue will help, should help it slide a little bit. Yeah, definitely slid into place a little better. And that's touching there. That is good. There's that side done. So we're going to do the same here. We'll do a little test fit first, just to make sure we're not binding. Ah, see? Here's a problem. We got a nub. This nub's got to go. This one might have to also. I don't know. There we go. See, I didn't have an interference here. Well, maybe I did just a little tiny. It was just about to interfere. It might interfere with the actual fit, putting it on the fuselage though. That's why it's important to clean up your nubs. Yeah, there we go. Nice tight fit. Okay. Just like that, slid into place effortlessly. And that's touching just like it's supposed to, right there. Perfect. Those are both done. Now we can put them in the fuselage. Grab the fuselage here. I did this one first, right? So we want this like that. Sliding in here. It just fits. You know, it just fits. Now you've got a little bit of a seam right there, a little bit of a gap, but it fits so nice and tight and perfect right there. Yeah, the wing root might leave a little bit of putty, a little bit right there, but the rest of it is absolutely flawless. Wow. Wow. Okay. We have this little slot right there. That's going to go on that little nub. And then, of course, all touching along there. These guys rest along the inside here. Yeah. Perfect. Little tabs there for it so it doesn't fall in too far. It all lines up really, really nicely. So, slathering some glue on the inside here. Put this back in. fits beautifully. Just going to hold it for a sec because I'm kind of pushing down a little bit to just tighten up that little panel line right there, that little gap. Just a tiny little bit. Other than that, it's a very nice flush fit, especially along the side and upper part of the fuselage. There we go. This is nice and just very, very nice. Yeah. Right here, there's a little bit of a lip right here. See how it catches? It doesn't catch this way. It catches this way. So we got a little bit of a lip right there. Right. But other than that, it's pretty good. Alright. I already know this side's going to be fine, but we'll dry fit just in case. You never know, right? Something could come out and jump at you. So, no, this side actually fits a little better. The right side fits a little bit nicer, but think about it. How do you improve, you know, a fraction of a millimeter better fit? I got no lip at all. And once I got putty on this, you're not even going to be able to tell. I mean, I'm going to know that based on the way it comes up and it curves down, that's where that meets. But it's going to be hard to tell when there's paint on this. You got putty to fill it in, and your panel lining and the paint, you're not going to be able to tell. So there is our intakes on the Tamiya kit. Alright, so let me change my camera here. That's the intakes on the Tamiya kit. That's done. Next for the Tamiya is doing the rear stabilizers or elevators, but that's it. That's it for the intakes. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears. We're going to change over to the Academy kit. Let's set this aside, let it dry. And yeah, so let me grab my Academy stuff. Put this aside, move over Tamiya. It's Academy's turn. Okay, so Academy, we have our pieces here. Okay. We've already got the inside parts on the fuselage. They're already in there, right? They've gone and done them a lot separate for you. Long time ago, they actually glued to the bottom part of the wings, which you guys saw in previous episodes, right? Because you guys watch my channel, and the 15% of you that watch me that actually subscribe, thank you so much. Anyway, as you can see, they mounted to the inside on the bottom of the wings, right there. And so we're going to put them on. So we got to grab off of our G tree, off the G tree. That should be this one. Yes. Off of our G tree, we're going to grab 21 and 23. Okay. That's these two. And we're going to need 22 and 24, so I might as well get those now. Let's put those here. And we're going to need out for our G40 and 41. That's these two. Okay, so let's put those aside. Let's work on these. And let's change the camera back. Let's clean up our knobs. Alright, so these got to go together, and that's just going to fit right in there like that. Okay. Okay, so that's that piece. Put these two together. And then these two together. Okay, those are together. Now, unlike the Tamiya kit, we've got no little thing going on the inside. We've got 6 ejector pin marks, which you can actually see. You can actually see them on this one. So that's a detail that Academy has decided to leave out, is that little sensor that goes on the inside of the intake. Unlike the Tamiya kit, there are no little nubs right here and here. So this is designed as the D, the Korean, the ROKAF plane. So because I'm building the Tamiya kit as the ROKAF, I am going to remove those little nubs off of there on the Tamiya kit also. So I will get rid of those. But first, we're going to assemble these. And just like the Tamiya kit, these are going to go in on here somehow. Looks like this. There's much less guidance. I think I got the wrong one here. Okay, so we got a tiny little tab right there. Okay, right at the bottom here. Get to my shirt, you can see that tiny little tab right at the tip. Okay, that's going to go into that little tiny notch. And then there's another tab right here with another little notch there. And there's our alignment. There we go. Again, just like that. All right. And now we're going to slide these in on the fuselage. So here's our fuselage. So let's take this first one we've assembled, and it's going to go, you have to tuck it in the wing. If you put it on top, it's not going to fit. So it's got to go in there a little bit. Great big gap right there. See that gap? Huge gap. It's fitting pretty flush. I might be able to, it's just not quite lined up, that's why. If I could shave off maybe that nub there. A little bit here, bit of a nub, but this is not the first time I've encountered this with this front part of the fuselage where it just doesn't want to line up. I've just got a hair right there, just a hair where it will not go. So let's open this up. So close. See, I've got so what I'm going to do, if I get this thing to sit all the way down as far as it'll go so that it's flush here, it'll be too far down here and it won't be flush. The way it sits right now, this is perfectly flush, okay? But we've got a big gap here. I've got a big edge on the bottom here, like a 1 millimeter gap edge right there, and that sucks. But, and I of course got the big gap here I need to fill in, but I want it flush up here. That's the important spot. And so because of that, I'm more concerned that it fits nice up top here. That's where I want it to fit nice, more than under here. Under here, there's just kind of like, oh, well, you're not really going to see it when the plane's down on a shelf. So that's what I want to focus on, is that there. They do kind of fool you in having this little groove, thinking that it's going to fit perfectly in there, but it doesn't. It doesn't fit. It kind of does, but not 100%. So it is quite easy to get a lot of glue on there. And then, even though it is I do use the quick set. See now, even there, see that gap it's creating there? It doesn't want to stay. How about the top here? I want to keep it nice and flush. I would rather have to fill a bit of a gap than deal with an edge. You know what I mean? I'd rather fill a gap than deal with a lip, you know? So that wants to sit out and have a gap. I'll fill that gap, fine. I'll fill the gap and have this nice, flush and smooth. I'd rather have it nice, flush and smooth. And I'll fill that gap, and I'll do a little bit on the edge here just to hide the fact that there's a big step. So let's see how the other side sits. The other side is a tight fit on the wing. It's like I said, you got to get inside the wing here, but it's a tight fit in that wing. And here we've got no gap at all. This is a perfect fit on this side. But again, big gap here. It's all nice and tight under here. This is pretty flush. It fits that little notch right there perfectly. That is a good fit. But up top here, where we got some issues. Okay, so pull that back out. Yeah, see, it doesn't even want to come apart because of the tight gap in between there that the wing has to go in. Yeah, definitely a better fit on this side underneath here. There's a very, very minute little step here, unlike this side where there's a huge step. But there actually is more of a gap up top here that I'm going to have to fill in. But once it's filled in, you're not going to see it, you're not going to really tell. And as I said for the other side, I would rather there be a little gap to fill in than to have to deal with some kind of step on over back here. So as far as I'm concerned, that's good like that. Yep, that's pretty good. So next on this kit would be to put the nose on, but as I said earlier, as I mentioned earlier, I want to get the ejection seats assembled, and we're going to see the comparison of the ejection seats on the two kits. So that's it for the intakes. The intakes are in, and that's it. I kind of want to put a clamp on this just to make sure this sits with them both flush. This side's fine, that doesn't want to. This one kind of wants to bulb out a little bit. It's actually, now that it's been sitting for a minute or two, it's not bad. It's not bad. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, it's nice and flush. The outside edges are flush, and that's nice. All the way to the top, they're pretty good. It's just underneath here. This side's fine. Tiny little step right there. Tiny little bit of a step. this one's a huge step. So yeah, as I mentioned before, this front half is not a great alignment on this kit and takes some work. Tamiya definitely did a better job. Anyway, let's put this aside and let's look at some ejection seats. So if we take the Academy first, just clean up some stuff here. Academy first, we'll flip back because back here while we're doing our intakes and exhausts, we suddenly have to assemble the ejection seat. And so let's take a look at that. So we want to grab our K tree and let's find our pieces, right? 2 seats per plane, and so let's find that. We want to find the K tree. Looks like this is it here. Here's our K tree. Looks like everything coming off of the K, or we got a Q. We got a Q, got to find the Q. K and Q. Where's Q? G, N, H, J, Q's probably going to get one of the box. Of course. Okay. Here's Q. What do we need Q for? Q16. Right here. Why just a random, all of a sudden I need this Q16? It actually makes me think there's only one on here. So why? Why is there only one? Were there 2 Q trees? I didn't think there was. Oh, there is too. I didn't know this, but there was actually 2 Q trees. So there we go. 2 Q16s, and I need to mark this so that I remember next time. Q. All right. All right, so the rest of the stuff. We got our 2 Q16s. Let's change back. Let's start taking out these pieces off for the seats. K1 and 3, 2 and 4. Okay, that's those. We need K10. Let's get this the right way around. K10, these 2 pieces here. Okay. We're going to need more, but let's get these glued together first. clean these up. You know, based on everything else in this kit, I'm actually surprised that the Academy kit has so many pieces to their seats. So far, everything else in the Academy kit has, the detail is kind of mediocre, I'd say. I don't want to say mediocre, that's a bit harsh. Just, you know, like they could have done better, but they didn't. You know, like they just went, let's get the kit finished. We don't need any more. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they just went, good enough. That kind of thing. Okay. So we need to take one half of the seat and then this piece, and this little tab's going to go in that little hole like that. And basically all along this little line right there. Be the rear spine of the seat. And then we take the other seat half and line it up. Do the same for this one. Just like that. And there we go. Okay, so now we're going to add some stability to this seat. We're going to take K30 K30 is going to go and act as our bottom support here. Just like that. Make sure I got it all lined up. Yep, looks good. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to add some cushions. We need a lower, it looks like a lower seat back, and that's going to be K31. Now we're going to need K29, which is basically like a headrest. We're going to need these, so I might as well get them off of here. Okay, let's see how these go. These go with this little notch facing up. So it looks like they just kind of drop in like that. Literally just drop into place. Okay. Alright, now we got our upper cushions / headrests. They gotta go in, but they're gonna have these guys on them too. Remember these guys? We took them off the first time? Off that Q tree. It's a sudden random little part. So this guy has to go, the curve facing forward, he's going to go into this. There's a little pin that looks like it's going to line up right in the middle there and then sit just like that. Alternatively, we could put it in here first. Assuming that's where it lines up. Ah, just like that. Yes. Okay, so it's got to go in. It kind of goes in. Would have been better to have put this in first, before the cushion, because it's got to slide in down in behind it. Like that. So let's glue that in. Glue this one in. The seat cushions go in, and now our little pin is going to lock it in there, just like that. I'm actually impressed with the level of detail that Academy has put on this seat and the amount of pieces to assemble. So I don't normally see Academy putting this many pieces on a seat. Actually quite rare. Okay, looks like we got one last piece, K14. Probably the one part on every airplane kit that I hate painting is the ejection pull handles. Painting the little black and yellow stripes, or I guess painting it yellow with black stripes, depending on how you look at it. These go across the top. Just like that. One, and two. And there we go. There's our two ejection seats. From the Academy kit. I'd say detail's not bad. They look pretty good. They need belts. I have belts for them. Right, I've got my Edward belts for them. So this particular one is for the Tamiya kit. So that's our Academy kit belts or seats. And that's it. The next step they would have you do is put them in, right? But I got painting and I got belts to do on them. Okay. So with that being done, now let's take a look at the Tamiya belts or the Tamiya seats. Okay. So we'll put our Academy kit away for now. And put this away and grab the Tamiya instructions. And let's find, because the Tamiya kit doesn't want you building the seats basically until the end of the kit. So I'm going to flip ahead, fast forward to where we're actually assembling the seats. And here we go. Let's leave the pilots out. We got to do the seats. So the seats actually look pretty good. So let's have a look here. So we got to grab our D. Got to grab our double Ds. It's always fun grabbing the double Ds. Always fun with double Ds. Anything else? It's all D, 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 D. All D's. Everything off the D's. Yep, D, D, and that's it. D, 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 D. All right. So, put that there. D6 and 13. There's 6. Let's change the camera back. We're doing the Tamiya seats now. There's D6. We want D13. Now, Tamiya is saying to get rid of this little canister. And based on the Academy kit, here's the biggest difference. Tamiya's got this as one piece. Academy had it as two. The Academy cushion is the same. It's got that divot down in there, just as the Tamiya kit, but the Tamiya kit is saying cut that off. So I don't know. Is that something that Academy purposely left out because it's not used? Or is it just a detail they didn't bother sculpting? I don't know. I'm going to go with Tamiya's suggestion and cut that off. I'm not a expert on the F4 Phantoms. I don't know all the nuances and the little minor details between the B and the D. So I don't know. We want D25. And D11 and D2. Let go. We want D6 and D15. I already got D6. Oh, so up here they're just showing you how to paint everything. And down here is the actual assembly. So D6, I need D15. I need D13. Got it. I got 13 and 15. And 11. I need 26 and 8 and 9. 8. 9. And 26. I'm going to need that eventually. I think that's it. I think I need 12 as well. D11. Do I need D12? It looks like I need 12. I don't know for sure. 12 looks like a cushion, but I don't know if I need it. Anyway, we need to take this guy and we need to just take this guy and put them together. Like that. Okay, so where Academy had it a separate piece from these two pieces separate, Tamiya made the front and the back separate. But I do need D15. It's a weird looking bracket almost. So then this guy is going to sit like this. And two little tabs line up there and there. And create the back of the seat. Well, back of the seat cushion anyway. Okay, that's that. Now, we get to these pieces. I would say the sculpting on the sides of the seats are more detailed on the Tamiya kit than they are on the Academy. They just look a little crisper. Our center spine thing looks a little bit different compared to the Academy. It's not creating the back wall, it literally is only the spine. Makes a little slightly more complicated assembly. There we go. We take the other half of the seat. Make sure our nubs are clean. And it's going to go together like this. So where the Academy had that little white piece that created this little curve, to me it has it part of the two halves. Academy didn't have a cross brace underneath. Now we're going to take D11. You see, D11 and that one is just a little bit different. Cushion's just a little bit different. And it's going to go in like that. Drop in. Alright, so that's that. Now we have this little tiny guy, D8. This little tiny guy goes up here in this hole. this little tiny extra detail that the Academy kit doesn't have. Okay, that's that. That's those pieces. And now we put in our back cushion. And all things being equal, it should slide in just like that. Fits in nice and snug. Can't complain about that. That's where the difference comes in. I can actually see through. If you get it right, the right angle, you can actually see through here. I can put my knife right through it. That's a detail that's not existent on. Okay, I lied. It is existent. I lied. It is like that on the Academy kit also. What is missing is our front little pull piece here that needs to go right there. That part is missing on the Academy kit. And we haven't even put the top on yet. We're not there yet. We're going to flip the page. And when we flip the page, we have, Tamiya has decals in the kit for the seat belts, to put the seat belt decals on, if that's the way you want to go. It's not the way I'm going. I've got photo etch belts to put on. Clean up my little nub mark there. And this guy goes down on top there like that. And there's our Tamiya seat. This is a very nice looking seat. As I said, the sculpting on it looks a lot, just looks crisper than the Academy kit. But that's our comparison there between the two. There's just that little bit extra detail on the Tamiya. Just that little bit difference. Let me fix my camera here for you. Here. Okay. The difference between the Tamiya and the Academy. Academy is on is this guy here, the Academy. Okay, there's the front, bottom cushions. Okay, let's turn our seats. Just that little bit better. Like, obviously there's a bit of a shadow effect on the Academy because of it's molded in black and I've got gray primer on it. But you can see the difference in the detail on the two. It's just Tamiya is just a little bit better in its detail, right? So, yeah. Anyway, guys, so there's the difference. We got our intakes done and we got the seats assembled. I still obviously have the second seat to assemble for the Tamiya, but that's it. Looks like number 7 is for something, but I don't know. It didn't call it out. Didn't call out D7 for anything on the seat, so I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, it's obviously not a part on the seat, so there you go. That makes sense. So, hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. That would be really appreciated. 86% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed. Just hit the subscribe button. Just do it. Just do it. Come on, guys. Help me out a little bit. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for all the support you do give me. Thank you guys on Twitch. That raid the other day was pretty awesome, and it was a nice surprise. And yeah, so this is where I'm going to leave it here, and yeah, we will continue on next time getting these two planes put together. So we'll see you all in the next one.